Moments with Puz, brought to you by Get Your Ass to Work, something that everyone can enjoy. Now on to the show. Welcome back to the Get Your Ass to Work podcast. This is episode number 18. This week we're talking about the current status of the real estate market. I know it's not the most exciting topic in the world. In fact, it sucks talking about real estate. It's boring. Unless you're in the market to buy or sell a home right now, as in you are out there today looking to buy or sell a home, you're typically not that interested in what's happening in the real estate market until you have that need. I understand that. However, I do get questions from people all the time who are looking to purchase a home. Should they buy now? That question is easily answered, but it is a little bit tricky. Here's why. The current market as of now, and here's why I don't like talking about real estate and current events and all that, because they're outdated by the time this podcast ever reaches you. You may listen to this podcast at a later time, but because I do have people who are listening to the podcast on a weekly basis and past clients, I want to get this information out there. No better way than this podcast to share my ideas. So we're going to keep it short. Let's move on. If you have to buy a home right now, my advice to all my clients, because the market is in a little bit of a tailspin, it may recover by springtime and the prices may start going up again, but we don't know what's going to happen long term. So buying a house, be prepared to hold on to it for a long time. Now, what does that mean? That means invest in real estate. Now, investing in real estate is less risky, but it takes a lot longer. You trade time for the result. Now, flippers, on the other end, they take a ton of risk in purchasing a home to sell, but it takes a short amount of time to make some money. My idea is that if you're looking to buy a home, as in you are looking to buy a home to live in, or you're looking to buy a rental property for income, make sure, number one, you are comfortable with the payments, that if something happens or you lose half your income, you're still going to have an ability to pay your mortgage for some sort of amount of time. Hopefully 6 months is stockpiled in your bank account before you're able to figure something else out in order to keep the property during a down time, a down economy, a down market, down jobs, down whatever. Now, here's the other thing. Make sure that you can keep the property for a long time. So make sure you're able to purchase the property and hold on to it for an investment over a long period of time. So what is the difference between home flippers who are quote unquote investing and someone who's buying a piece of property to rent out and have somebody pay it down? Isn't that investing as well? Isn't it investing when you purchase a home for yourself to go live in it? Yeah, sure. It is an investment because your money is going to make money. You are going to get a return on it. But here's what I'm suggesting to my clients. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But here's what I'm suggesting right now. Buy a home, be able to hold on to it for 12 to 15 years, rent it out if you have to, because the market is volatile. And we don't know which way it's going to go right now. Anybody who tells you they know what's going to happen with the market is fucking lying to you. Do not listen to anybody who says they know 100% what's happening. We don't know. The interest rates are going up. Home sales are coming to a slowdown across the country, not just here in the Reno area. It doesn't matter where you are right now. We're seeing a huge slowdown in the amount of homes that are selling, and the prices are starting to turn around. So if you have to ride out a wave, if you're buying a home and you have to ride out the problems, the market takes a shit, it's going to go down. It may not go down that far. It may crash way the fuck down. Who knows? Have the ability to hold on to a property for several years until the market corrects. And in that time, here's why it's not a mistake to buy a home. In that time of the market going down, correcting, coming back up to another peak level, you will have paid a mortgage down significantly in the 7 years it took for the market to go down and bottom out, or another 7 years for it to come back up. You've got 7 to 14 years there that you've been paying down a mortgage, hopefully maybe renting out a property, purchasing another one in the meantime when the prices come down. Look, guys, People sit around and say all the time, I'm going to wait for the market to go down until I'm going to buy everything. And here's what happens. We're going to wait. We're waiting for the market. Okay, but how long are you going to wait? And let me ask you this. What if you have to wait another 7 years? And then you, by some chance, by some fucking miracle, time it perfectly. And you waited just the right amount of time and you bought it at the bottom of the market. You got so fucking lucky. How many times is that going to happen to you? Is it going to happen once? Have you ever asked why people who've been investing in real estate for 30 to 40 years don't lose money and they continue to make money and they get richer, but they buy all the time no matter whether the market is up or down? It's because they invest in real estate. What's the difference between somebody flipping a home and somebody who's investing to hold long-term 20 to 30 years? One is an investment in real estate. The other, home flipper, is speculating on the market. They're not investing in a home. They are speculating on the real estate market, and they're gambling, and they're out there to make money and make it quick, and there's nothing wrong with that. However, if you don't have the capability or you don't have the chops, you don't have the guts to put out that kind of money and lose it, then I recommend that you still invest in real estate, but you be ready to buy it and hold it long term. And that is the best advice that I can give to people right now who are looking to purchase a home, is that it is time to buy. It is not time to wait longer and time the market. Because check this out, man. If you're really serious about buying real estate, buy something now. And what if the market crashes? What if it does go down? Rent the fucking property out and save your money and get ready to purchase another home when the market goes down. Now you got two homes instead of waiting, and the market didn't go down quite as much as you thought and you couldn't buy a home or you didn't want to. Waiting. Fuck waiting. Do not wait. Waiting around for something else to happen so that you can take action means that you are passive. You are a victim. You are a victim to whatever the market is going to do, and investors are not victims. People who make money in real estate are not victims to the market. They control the market. So here's what I was telling a friend of mine who I sat down with yesterday in jiu-jitsu. We're just about ready to get our roll on, and he works for the railroad, and he's asking me questions. Should I buy a home right now? And I'm like, it depends. And I gave him the advice, and I told him what the differences were. And he gets it now. And this is what I want to share with people because they always ask me, should I buy a home now? The prices are way too high. Chinese proverb, when is the best time to plant a tree? 20 years ago, right? Because 20 years ago, had you planted that tree, you'd have a fucking tree that's producing apples or cherries or whatever the fuck, shade, okay? Now, when's the next best time to plant a tree? Today. Does it matter what kind of storm is going to come next week? Does it matter if we're going to have a drought? Does it matter? All of those things are going to happen regardless of when you try to plant a tree or when you buy real estate. You cannot time the market perfectly. The key is that you're not looking to hit a home run on the one house that you buy. If you do, you just got lucky. You happen to buy at the right time. People get lucky. They tell you these great stories. Oh, I bought this house for $75,000, and today it's worth $250,000. Only 6 years later, I made all this money. That happens once in a while. You're going to hit home runs if you continually buy houses. And every once in a while, you're going to buy a house. You paid a lot of money for it, and the price goes way down. You may be underwater on it for 5, 10 years, but then the price comes back up. But what happens in that time? The price comes back up. Someone else has been paying down that mortgage. You've rented the house out, or you've been living it, or you've had a roommate and you've paid that mortgage down and you've made money in the process. Now on the upswing, it's better than having waited 8 years for that market to go down and then doing nothing and paying rent and losing money and losing equity. Well, you don't have equity, but just losing money every week, paying it to a landlord and waiting. And then timing it perfectly and waiting for the market to go back up so that you can make some money. Get in the game. Quit being a spectator. Whether the field is sloppy and wet and muddy and rainy and shitty and snowy, or it's a perfect condition, it doesn't fucking matter. If you're not in the game, you can't win. If you don't swing the bat, you're not hitting a home run. So get in the game. Don't be a spectator. Learn. Take your time. Be intelligent. Make a decision. Ask questions. Get with the real estate agent who knows what the fuck they're talking about and isn't just trying to get you into a home so they can make a quick commission check. Find somebody who's got your best interest at heart. Let them know what your plans are. Find out what you should do. Talk to more than one agent. Talk to 2 or 3 different agents. And then make a plan and take some fucking action. Don't wait. If you do, that's fine. But you're putting yourself years and years and years behind by doing that. And before, my buddy, who we was sitting down with at jiu-jitsu, smashed my face into the mat consecutively like 4 times in a row. We had a great real estate conversation, and hopefully he goes out there and uses the information that we shared with him to purchase a home, to quit waiting, to take the advice from people who've been telling him the market is going to go up and down regardless. Quit trying to time it and make a purchase. Get a home. Start paying yourself the mortgage and stop paying others rent. That's all I got for you tonight. Thanks for tuning in. And as we always say on this podcast, get your ass back to work.